Hey y'all, it's Ashley Bookishrealm, and I am here with a huge, like really huge book haul, and I'm like 99.9% sure that this is not everything, because I haven't kept track of everything. I usually don't do a lot of hauls on my channel. Like, I don't do a monthly haul. I just kind of accumulate stuff, and then when I feel the need to, I'll do a haul. So I have some stuff to unbox. I actually have several unplugged book boxes. I'm so behind on unboxing those. I have about 4 of those that I need to unbox, so I'm gonna unbox all of those. And then I have some books that I've been sent, and I really actually had not been purchasing any books per se. I've been doing a lot of like library stuff lately, and a lot of my book spending money has gone back into comics. So it happens, part of life here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the unboxings. They're probably gonna be out of order because I can't tell which month is which month at all. To be honest with you, I wonder if I could tell by the date. Okay, so there's some dates on some of the stuff. So I will try to keep this in order as much as possible. I probably should have gotten a pair of scissors, but we're gonna make do with what I have. So we're gonna do the unboxings like I said first, and then I'll go over the books that I've acquired in the past. I don't know when's the last time I've done a book haul. It's been a while. It's been several months, so prepare, grab a snack, something to drink. Okay, so this is the April Unplugged book box, and this is the young adult power box. So the first thing that I see here is coffee, which I definitely need. This is Luke Stars Hollow. So if you've watched Gilmore Girls, and you know that Luke runs a diner, and see if that can zoom in, and it is house blend ground coffee brewed for Luke's diner. So the next thing that I have here is this When Dimple Met Rishi Cherry Blossom True Love Whip Scrub, and this came from Natural Pure Honest, and I love cherry blossom scents. This says Girl on Fire, which is definitely a Hunger Games, because Katniss is actually on the cover of this candle. And this is oak, moss, amber, seagrass, and sage. It's actually really strong. Whew, it smells great though. Oh, that smells so good. And this is Unplugged exclusive, and this was created by Fiction Fueled Candles. So the next thing that I have here is Tea of the Bone Witch, which is a foot scrub, and this is of course based on The Bone Witch by Ren Trepecco, and this is a product that was made by the Fairy Hideout, which I need to practice more self-care. So the next thing that I see here is a glass, and it says, "My words are unerring tools of destruction, and I've come unequipped to disarm them." This is Maggie Stiefvater. The other side says, "The head is too wise, the heart's all fire." And this is from the Raven Cycle, and this was created by Azura Art. I've actually seen some of their products before, and I really enjoyed it, but this is a really pretty glass. So the next thing is a coffee spoon. This was actually part of the Luke's Diner coffee. I just didn't see that at the bottom of the box. Next thing I have here is a jade face roller, which I have never seen one of these before, and this is based off of the Lunar Chronicles. It says that there's many benefits to using the roller, which there's an insert in here that talks a little bit more about it. We have a couple of bookmarks in here. This one says Dragonfly Girl, and then there's a starfish bookmark, and then there was a photo challenge. There's a signed book plate from the author, and then also a note from the author. And the book for this month was Dragonfly Girl by Marty Leimbach, and this is about a girl by the name of Kira, and Kira doesn't have a lot of good things going on at home, and she enters a science contest, catches the attention of the scientist and his lab assistant, and she gets a job there, not anything special, more like cleaning the floors, etc. And then she has a lab rat that died that was in her care, and she brings it back to life. So then she becomes this wonder type girl who has the ability to possibly bring things back to life, which is interesting because the tagline for this is there a cure for death? So this sounds really, really interesting. Sounds like it's going to be science based, and I really, really do like the cover. The cover is really, really pretty. I don't know if you can tell, like if you could see the dragonflies, and then like behind the dragonflies is a lot of, I'm thinking, scientific based formulas. The next thing that we have is the May Unplugged book box, and this is, the theme was imagination. The first thing that I see here is the Anne of Green Gables umbrella, and let me tell you, this is so freaking convenient because my umbrella literally just broke and I had to use a coworker's umbrella and I needed an umbrella. So I'm happy to have this, and it's from Anne of Green Gables, and it was designed by Nathana Erica, and it brings awareness to the beauty of Avonlea. Is that how you say it? But anyway, either way, I'm excited to have an umbrella. The next thing that I have here is a To All the Boys I Loved Before iced tea lemonade mix. This is gonna be so good. So this is an exclusive iced tea lemonade mix by Farron Bruch Gardens, and it is brewed sweetly with Kavinsky in mind. Oh, this is going to be so good. Add 2.5 tablespoons of dry lemon tea Z mixed to 8 ounces of water. I'm gonna try this tonight. I think it's gonna be good. The next thing is a Stranger Dreamer shower gel, and this was an Unplugged exclusive, and I don't know what this, oh, the scent is plums. This probably smells absolutely delicious. Plums? Yeah. It smells good. Next, we have a Spin the Dawn lip balm, and this is also an Unplugged exclusive. Next, I have a Bookish bubble scoop. So this is an exclusive bubble scoop by Bubbly Confectionaries, and it allows you to relax with the scent of books and tea, which I can smell that. Through this, I can smell, it smells like books and tea. So the May 2021 exclusive pen was the Hobbit. I believe this is the Hobbit. I'm guessing because I didn't look. Yes, it's a Hobbit enamel pen, and it was designed by Alicia's World, and it is absolutely gorgeous. See if you could focus in. That's a very, very, very pretty enamel pen. Next, we got a sneak peek at Randy Wayne White's book, Sharks Incorporated. I think this actually came out in 2020, but they just gave us a free sneak peek of it. And the book for this month is one that I'm super excited for, and it's The Ones We're Meant to Be. I actually did not know, of course, I couldn't have possibly known that this was going to be the book of the month. I actually just got this in from the library. It just came in off of hold for me, so I'm excited to read it. It's about two characters. One is stranded on this island with basically like no memory except the fact that she has a sister, and the other is a, I believe, kind of like a science or STEM prodigy. And this has kind of like a dystopian feel to it because it talks about the fact that there's eco-cities where these are the remaining cities on Earth that are unpolluted, and people have been doing anything to live in these cities, including lie. Which, I mean, are we surprised about this? So I wonder if this is a journey about the two sisters finding each other, and then what ends up happening in that city, and what happened to the sister that ended up on this kind of like deserted island. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for this one. And of course, what's really great is we got a letter from the author, and then also a signed book plate. Okay, and the next one that I have is Hypnotic, which was the June theme. First thing that I see here is Everybody Deserves a Great Love Story by Becky Appertali. This is from Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. This is a kind of like a stationery kit, and this was designed again by Azura Art. So I've seen their work a few times, but this is really, really pretty. Like, I really, really like this, like as a pencil case or something that I could possibly use at work. The next thing that I see here is a Girls of Paper and Fire natural sunscreen bar, and this is from Girls of Paper and Fire, which I have not read yet, but this soap smells really, really good. Or this is a sunscreen bar, so it's not really a soap, but it's a sunscreen bar that's coconut oil, shea butter, beeswax, vitamin E oil, sweet almond oil, lavender essential oil, and some zinc oxide powder, which sounds like good stuff that I could actually use on my skin. So the next thing that I see here is a Let's Talk About Love room spray, and this is from Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kahn, which I have not read that. My copy is actually somewhere over there, literally, because I was supposed to read it. in June, but it smells so good. It smells so freaking good. Oh, I can't wait to use this because it smells so great. Next, I have these Loveless Bath Fizzies, which is from Georgia, from Loveless by Ali Osman, and this is a Unplugged book box exclusive, and it is a bath soak. Also smells really good. One thing about Unplugged is whenever they work with people, let me tell you, the scents are bomb. Next, I have, once again, another good smelling thing. This is Cemetery Boys Shower Steamer, and it is apple cinnamon. Y'all, this smells so good. This smells so freaking good. I'm gonna use this tonight because it smells so good. And this was designed by Hot Herbs. And the book for this month was Ace of Spades, which is cool. I just finished this book. I literally just finished this book probably like, by the time this video goes up, probably a week ago. And it was brilliant. This was such a brilliant book. It was so freaking good. It's so nice to have a physical copy of this book because I loved it. I loved this book so much. And oh man, this was, oh yes, I was like, we didn't get a signed book plate, but we got a signed book plate for this one too. I'm so excited. And we do have a note from the author again, which I'm so excited. I can't wait to talk about this book in my July wrap up. I don't want to go too much in it because I don't feel like I can give it a good description without like saying too much, but it's about these two kids who go to this prestigious school. They're the only black kids in the school, and then all of a sudden some weird things start going on, and this person called Ace keeps attempting to out their secrets, everything that they've done that they thought was behind closed doors, and they're releasing it out to the school, and they're trying to figure out like who's done it. But this is definitely like Gossip Girl meets Get Out. Heavy emphasis on the Get Out. It's so good. This book, one of the best books I've read so far 2021. So yeah, hands down. We also got a Henna Wars bookmark, which I always love getting more and more bookmarks. Okay, and the last Unplugged book box that I have is July's box, and this is Villainous. So the first thing that I see here is actually this big beach bag, which is about the Foxhole Court, I believe. I recognize that symbol, but I haven't read the Foxhole Court, and yes, it is. And this was designed by Abby Malagart. Next, we have an ice mold, and this is inspired by the Bone Witch, and this is an Unplugged book box exclusive. The next thing that I have here is a These Violent Delights eye balm roller, which I've never used an eye balm roller. If you have, let me know in the comments below. Next, we have the Lunar Chronicles Clearly Cinder Scarlet Crest Winter. These are hair ties and or bracelets, however you want to use them, and these were designed by Lee Brary. Next, we have the All the Stars and Teeth perfume roller, and this is a summer scent that was done by Natural Pure Honest, and I can't really smell it, but I think it's citrus, sea salt, and violet, which probably is a really good combination. Let's see. It really is, and there's seashells in it. Can y'all see that? That's so pretty. There's seashells in it. Next, we have a Forest of 1,000 Lanterns lotion. This was designed by Petrior Ink, and this is Blood Oranges. Ooh, that probably smells really good, and it has aloe and shea in it as well. Another one that I'm so excited for. Listen, Unplugged is coming through with these books because I'm so excited to have this one. This is Kay Ancram's newest book, and it is Darling, which is a Peter Pan retelling, except it takes place in Chicago. Peter comes to get Wendy, and she thinks that they're going to a party, but they end up going to this underground, and it's so different. It's going to be a completely different reimagining of Peter Pan. So I am super excited for this. Like 3 out of these 4 books were anticipated books for me, so it's like heaven. having these books. And of course, got a signed book plate and a note from the author. Okay, so now I'm gonna go through just some books that I have received. Anything that I've really bought in the last couple months, y'all, has really been comics. And like I said that before, so if you want to see like comic hauls on my channel, let me know in the comment box below. I didn't really consider that, but it can be a thing because I do have a lot of issues of comics that I've hauled recently. So the first thing that I received here is Storm of the Locusts and Black Sun. These are both by Rebecca Roanhorse. These came from Pamela, so thank you so much, Pamela, for sending me these. I really appreciate it. They also told me that if I already had copies of these, pass them along or donate to the library of your choice. So what I'm going to do is, in my library system, we have an outreach department that takes books to give out to the community. Since I already have a copy of Black Sun, I'm going to donate that to the community collection. And then of course I will be keeping this book because this is the second book in the 6th World series, which I was supposed to read the first book last year. It didn't happen. Now I have the second book. I really don't feel like I have an excuse not to have read Rebecca Roanhorse yet, and here I am, still haven't read Rebecca Roanhorse. So, but that's not true. I've read some comics that she's done, but I mean, I need to read her full-length works. Next, I received 2 books from Lala, from Books and Lala. So Lala sent me Survive the Night by Riley Sager. This is for her book club that I'll be participating in. It's this month's read, which is July's. It's July's read, but the live show will be in August. So I actually need to start this sometime soon. I've read a few of Riley Sager's books and I've really enjoyed all of them. Although I know quite a few people have not enjoyed Survive the Night. So I'll be interested to see how I feel about it. Lala also got me this huge thing and I'm so appreciative of it because I've been wanting this for a very long time. It is a huge book and the comic nerd in me like screamed for joy when I saw that it was in the box. And it is Marvel Encyclopedia, new edition, and this is an introduction with Stan Lee. So this is a comprehensive look at all of the Marvel characters and like descriptions of them, and it talks about their real name, their occupation, height, weight, when they made their first appearance, and it just goes into really huge details. I think also depending upon the importance of the character, you'll probably end up seeing a little bit more information on them. Like Red Skull has a 2-page layout because he's so important to the Marvel universe, and this has over 1,200 of Marvel's timeless characters. I'm so excited just to dive into this and read this. Like, thank you, Lala. This literally made my week. I've been having a really crappy week and this made my week, so I appreciate you so much. I also got a copy of Stamped by Jason Reynolds and Ibram X. Kendi. I already have a copy of this. A copy got sent to me by a viewer, and this is another copy that was sent to me because I ended up completing a entire program. It was a year-long, it was a training, but not really a training. I don't know how to describe it. It was a class, essentially. It was a year-long class that looked at diversity, equity, and inclusion as it applies to how librarians serve BIPOC youth. And we talked about a lot of things related to race, and as a gift for completing the course, they sent us all a copy of Stamped. Like I said, I already have a copy of this, so like my additional copy of Black Sun, I'll be donating one of the 2 copies of this to our outreach collection or community collection, which will go out into the community so they have access to books that they could either give back to keep, you know, going around the community, or they can keep for their own. The next one that I have here is We Are Not Free. We Are Not Free by Tracy G, and this was sent to me by Darcy, so thank you so much, Darcy. And this was a National Book Award finalist. I was happy to see it up there. This is about Fort 16 Japanese American teens whose lives completely change after the attack on Pearl Harbor. I'm excited to read this, especially because of the things that I learned after I read They Called Us Enemy by George Takei, and I really enjoyed that. So I am excited to pick this one up. I had intentions, I think, to read this when it first came out last year, but I just never got the chance. I had checked it out from the library a couple of times, so thank you so much to Darcy for sending me a physical copy of it. The next one that I have here is Ophi's Ghost, and this was sent to me by HarperCollins, so thank you so much to them for sending me a copy of this book. This is, I believe, Justina Ireland's first middle grade book, and it is about a young girl by the name of Ophi. It takes place in 1922, and essentially Ophi lost her home and her father in Georgia to a cruel act, probably closely related to Klan stuff if I just had to guess. So her and her mom end up moving to Pittsburgh, and they work for this manor. Ophi can see ghosts, and there's some things that have happened in this manor. I'm definitely guessing some prejudice things have happened in here, and Ophi ends up befriending a spirit that lives in that manor, and she starts learning a lot of dark secrets about that manor. I've heard a lot of people say some really great things about this one, so I am looking forward to reading this. I have read, I think, only one thing by Justina Ireland, and that is the zombie books. I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. I'm just like, I can't remember, but you know what books I'm talking about. The next one that I have was also sent to me by HarperCollins, and this is The Mending Summer by Allie Standish. This is about a young girl by the name of Georgia, I believe, yeah. And her dad is battling alcoholism, and to keep her out of the situation, her mom sends her to live with a great aunt, and she befriends another young girl, and they find this lake, which is a magical lake, and it's a way for them to escape because they both have problems that they're dealing with. But then as things grow worse at home, there's a boy who appears on the lake, and then the magic starts getting out of control. So I think this may have some like magical realism aspects to it, and definitely deals with some tough topics, especially with a parent that is battling alcoholism. The next book that I have was sent to me by Atria Books. This one comes out in September, and it is The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrane. And this is about a character by the name of Dev who runs this successful dating reality show called Ever After, and he's become a successful producer behind it, even though his own love life is not really doing that great. So they end up casting this tech guy named Charlie, and Charlie apparently has had some issues with his image in terms of like people not really liking him, so he joins the show as a way to work on his image, but he's not really doing well at the dating show. He's not really bonding, I think, with the women that they've chosen, and he's awkward, he's cold, he's standoffish. So Dev attempts to work with Charlie a little bit, and then they start to open up to each other, and then they realize that they have chemistry with each other, or Dev realizes that he has more chemistry with Charlie than the contestants that he's chosen for Charlie. So I'm excited to read this one. I think it's going to be particularly interesting. I have read a romance dealing with reality shows, and we know how that went, but that was for different reasons. So I am excited but also hesitant at the same time to pick this one up, but I think it may be enjoyable. The next one that I have here is We Are Not From Here by Jenny Torres Sanchez. This is one that I've actually already read, and this was sent to me by Terrell, I believe. Terrell, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 99.9% sure that you sent me this book, so I really appreciate it. And you know that this was one of my favorite books of 2020. I've talked about this book a lot. If you have not read this book, I definitely recommend checking it out. HarperCollins also sent me a copy of Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by Joya Goffney. This is one that I read this month in July, so I'll be talking about this one in my July wrap up, but it is about a young girl by the name of Quinn, and Quinn writes these lists. It's the way that she keeps up with her diary. Her diary are like, it's lists. It's her preference, and she ends up accidentally exchanging her notebooks with our hero, and it gets really interesting because then there's somebody else who ends up getting her journal, and they take pictures of it and they start sharing it around the school, and there's a lot of things that she's been kind of lying about, like a lot of things that she's actually been lying about. So she bonds with a couple of the characters, and they attempt to help her find her notebook, and along the way she learns a lot about herself. This book definitely explores being Black what it means to be black, and not in the sense of like what it means to be black from the perspective of white people, but what it means to be black from other black people, whether you're black enough, because she's challenged with what it means to be black, especially because she spent a lot of time growing up around mostly white people, and how that has hindered her in a lot of ways in the way in which she interacts with black people. So this is one that I really enjoyed, but like I said, I'll be talking about this one a little bit more in my July wrap up. So there are a couple picture books that I got sent as well that I'm just going to show you. I'm not going to really go into much detail, but they got sent to me, and this is The New Kid Has Fleas. I also got sent like a dandelion, and then also What Will You Be. So these are picture books. I mean, I read them, of course, but I also hold on to them for baby girl. All right, y'all, so that is it. That's my cumulative book haul. I'm sure there's a lot more that I've accumulated that I just don't remember. I'm gonna do a better job at keeping track of stuff. That way, when I sit down to do a book haul, I will better be prepared to talk about what books I've actually acquired. But I haven't really bought a lot of books in the past several months, so it hasn't necessarily been on my mind, but I'll do a better job at it. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, click the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. If you want to follow me on social media or support the channel, the links will be down in the description box below, and I'll be back with another video soon.